Hello viewers, I'm Rodders and this is On The Bridle, horse racing channel where we bring you the highs, the lows and the latest on the world of horse racing. In today's episode, we're going to be walking you down Mares Hurdle Memory Lane. But before we do that, I'm going to ask a question, viewers. This is going to be an open debate. Do you think the Mares Hurdle should be scrapped? Or do you think that we should keep it? Put the comments in the comment section below on this video. If any of you out there wish to support this channel financially, it's £2 and our Patreon QR code is here. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the content. At the end of this video, I will be giving my own personal opinion about whether the Mares Hurdle should be scrapped or whether it should be kept. And also, I will give you that obligatory dark horse at the end of this show. So stick around, viewers, and let's get into it. In 2008, Cheltenham gave us something new. The Mares Hurdle. A fresh canvas for dreams. Some scoffed, and others sensed treasure in plain sight. White oak, neat as a pin, honest as the day is long, she fought a mighty fight to hold off the late charge at the death of refinement, ensuring that she was the first mare to stamp her name down and forever be remembered as the winner of the first Mares Hurdle.
They've got 150 yards to go. White Oak is looking for the line. Refinement is being lifted home by McCoy. This is fantastic riding by Tony McCoy. Refinement may have just got there, but it's desperate.
By 2009, the Mares Hurdle had a feel of permanence about it. And from Ireland came a small bay mare with deceptive power. Quevega was her name. Not shouted from the rooftops, but murmured in corners, as if the secret was too good to share. She carried herself like one who had not read the script. Mares must bend the knee to Cheltenham's unforgiving hill. Must they? Some of us were foolish enough to doubt her, and she soon immersed us in the folly of doubt.
Quevega takes it up, travelling strongly for Ireland on the turn for home. Quevega for Ruby Walsh, United in second place. Back in third then is Aura About You, and all of a sudden from a competitive race, Quevega stamps her authority, is 4 lengths clear over the last from United and Aura About You. Gaspara at over 60 and off up the running. Quevega pulling right away in the closing stages. United, Gaspara sticking on with Aura About You and also only 60, but Quevega has absolutely routed these and runs home clear. Ruby Walsh in the saddle, partners Quevega to victory.
Come 2010, the festival air was thick with the talk of Quevega once more. She had shown us a flash of brilliance, but could lightning really strike twice? Rivals circled like gulls on the tide, hoping to pick the bones of her reputation. Yet Quevega walked to post with the lazy grace of a cat that knows the cream is already hers. Still, the Cheltenham Festival is not in the business of sentiment, and she would have to prove herself all over again.
One tells me Carol's Legacy together with Voler Levadette, who goes into third and swings off the bridle. Amber Brook on the inside of Aura About You, followed then by Pepite de Soleil, who's recovered nicely from that error. Also with the challenges, Quevega, she's travelling strongly behind Voler Levadette, the favourite, last year's winner for Ruby Walsh, as they come down now towards the third last here. No one tells me on the inside of Carol's Legacy on the outer, Voler Levadette and Quevega full of running. Or About You, a Larzi-driven Eastern Legends Whiteface up the inside, is battling on bravely. Then Pepite de Soleil Sway looks to be beaten as they come down towards the second last. Carol's Legacy, Amber Brook, with the big 2 Irish mares on the outside, Voler Levadette and Quevega in third and fourth. Eastern Legend in fifth place as No One Tells Me weakens. Down the hill they come to the home straight. One more flight to go. There's Quevega on the outside of Carol's Legacy. Now shaken up Voler Levedette as they race up the hill, and it's Quevega and Ruby Walsh who strike the front of the David Nicholson from Carol's Legacy in second, then Amber Brook third. Here's the final flight for Quevega. She was a bit awkward, but she's full of running, and she sprints up the hill here, and she's going to land consecutive David Nicholson mares hurdles to the roar of the crowd. Quevega collects for Willie Mullins and Ruby Walsh in second, Carol's Legacy.
In 2011, Quevega returned hunting a treble. The mood was shifting. This was no longer a plucky mare from Ireland, but a queen with subjects to command. Many expected her to be a certainty of the whole meeting, but Cheltenham and certainties are uneasy bedfellows. The heel does not bend for reputations. Was this stage set for another coronation or a coup?
Draws 3 lengths clear of the pack. In second is Quevega, who's absolutely hacking. Alazi is third, Lacordianese fourth, then Banjack's Girl and Ocean Transit battling on behind these. But as they swing the turn, Quevega is cruising behind Sparky May on the near side, and Ruby even takes a cheeky look between his legs as he begins to ease to the front here on Quevega. From Sparky May and Alazi, up the hill they go. Here's the final flight for Quevega. Comes towards it, 6 clear, beautiful leap by Quevega, and she's not even come off the bridle. It was never in any doubt that it's going to be a magnificent hat-trick in the race for the Willie Mullins trained Quevega, and a treble on the day for Ruby. He didn't have to move a muscle. Brilliant.
2012 brought us a Quevega chasing 4 in a row. By now, she was less a racehorse, more myth. Each march returning like some inexorable force of nature. As they circled at the start, the crowd buzzed, not with the question of who would win, but with the awe of watching a dynasty stretch its wings.
Quevega gets the lead as they come into the wings, the final flight. Quevega is away and clear now by 2 lengths. Kenford Grey Lady is staying on, so too is Shop DJ, but they've got 100 yards to go. 4 wins back to back in the mare's hurdle for the brilliant Quevega. Quevega is the champion mare.
5 was the number in 2013, and Quevega's name was carved into the story long before they even set off. She was the sort of mare who made bookmakers sigh and poets stir in their sleep. Still, every dynasty has its doubters, and there were plenty willing to shout themselves hoarse for a rival. But the great ones don't deal in arguments. They deal in answers.
Dene, who's out in front narrowly from Swinkham Flame. In third place now, Un Artiste. Quevega just being asked to just close down these leaders. Now moves up into 8th place. Cordo Shiny being pushed along. Serendene is 3 lengths clear as they come down towards the second last, but Shadow Ella is now closing with Swinkham Flame coming back with Kenford Grey Lady on the outside. And Quevega's in trouble here. She'll need to pick up quickly. She's not picked up these leaders yet as they turn towards the home straight. Serendene, Shadow Ella in second, followed by Swinkham Flame, Un Artiste, Kenford Grey Lady. Quevega goes into ridden along 6th place, but she does stay on up the hill, coming towards the final flight here. Serendene from Shadow Ella. Quevega is battling, now goes 4th. Here's the final flight here. Serendene over, 2 lengths clear. Quevega now moves into 2nd. Can she do it? Quevega digging deep for Ruby Walsh. Serendene, and she's going to do a Golden Miller. Quevega's come through, and she's going to win a 5th mare's hurdle. Quevega.
And then came 2014, and with it, the chance for immortality. 6 wins in the same race. A feat so outlandish you could barely whisper it without laughing. Yet, there she was again, Quevega, looking as though time itself had chosen to pause for her. Some had prayed for an upset, if only to prove that racing still belongs to mortals. But Cheltenham that year was in thrall to a queen making her final bow, and how blessed we were to be witnesses.
Mistake by Glenn's Melody on the outside. Serendene still going well. Ruby just asking Quevega to pick up now. She does so. Cockney Sparrow is on the move on the inside. Still there with every chance. Moving in second is Little King Robin. Serendene the leader from Little King Robin as they go with that second last. And Serendene is gone. That leaves Little King Robin out in front from Glenn's Melody. And now Quevega. Quevega goes into third place. Highland Retreat, Lunique racing behind these as they try and stay on up the hill. They're racing towards the final flight now. It's Glenn's Melody, stablemate of Quevega, who's under a bit of pressure here, but begins to draw alongside with Lunique on the inner. Coming to the final flight, Glenn's Melody and Quevega, who's battling hard for this record-breaking six-timer. It's Glenn's Melody just from Quevega, who's going to battle extremely hard and takes up the running. And Quevega is going to make history. The joy of six for Quevega. She wins again.
Then came 2015, a year that lives not in the winner's enclosure, but in the racing's collective gasp. The great Annie Power, red-hot favourite, had the mare's hurdle sewn up from a mile out. She was cantering, the crowd already hailing her the new empress, the bookies bracing for financial ruin, and then, with the race in her pocket and history at her mercy, she tipped up at the last. It was as if Cheltenham itself had reached down and pulled the rug from right under her. Glenn's Melody inherited the spoils, but the story was Annie's. A slip that saved the layers millions and broke the thousands of punters' hearts in a single breath. It was not triumph we remembered that day, but tragedy, writ cruel and unforgettable across the hill.
Bit of a puzzle with a chance as well. Glenn's Melody, but now Polly Beecham, the far side, has come to join it. It's very tight between them. Polly Beecham and Glenn's Melody together. Bit of a puzzle between those and the Pirates.
2016 gave us Vroom Vroom Mag, a name that sounded like thunder and a stride to match. She came with an air of inevitability. The Willie Mullins machine humming once more. Yet even for all her polish, there was a curiosity. Was this another great mare in the making, or merely a caretaker on Quevega's vacant throne? Cheltenham has always demanded proof, not promises.
Who begins to get closer all the time as they race on to the final flight. Rock on the moor, and Vroom Vroom Mag strikes the front. Here's the final flight now. She's over it safely. Down is the governess when fighting for a placing, but it's Vroom Vroom Mag who's kicked in the afterburners here, and she's going to come home and complete a memorable treble for Willie Mullins, Rich Riches, Susanna Ritchie, and
In 2017, Apple's Jade shouldered the weight of expectation. Bright-eyed, brimming with verve, she was tipped to light up the festival with her fire. But Cheltenham is no place for easy stories. Rivals whispered, betters hedged, and in that peculiar electricity that only the festival can conjure, one wondered, was this her coronation or her reckoning?
Apple's Jade's fighting back in the centre. Off up the running. Apple's Jade in the middle. Vroom Vroom Mag on the near side. Liberty's been seen off, and Apple's Jade will see them all off. A great day for Gordon Elliott. Apple's Jade beats the Mullins pair.
2018 brought us Beanie Didou, a name so wondrous in French it means blessed by the gods. She was a mare wrapped in a sense of mystery and menace. She arrived like a whisper from Ireland, lightly raced, heavily fancied, but Cheltenham has a wicked habit of tripping up the anointed, and a question lingered. Would she sparkle like starlight, or stumble in the glare of the big Cheltenham hill?
second last flight of hurdles. They're followed by Jers Girl, and they head towards the home turn now. La Bagoa challenged by Apples Jade, who comes through now to take up a slender lead. Behind those is Midnight Tour into third, and then comes Benny de Dieu being produced in fourth place. One flight of hurdles to jump, and as they make it run down towards the last, it's now Midnight Tour and Davy Russell who've taken it up. Apples Jade in second, still coming. Benny de Dieu, La Bagoa on the right behind those who makes an error at that flight of hurdles. Midnight Tour and Davy Russell leading to Benny de Dieu, the pink jacket, the far side with Ruby Walsh, who's headed her now. Benny de Dieu joining Midnight Tour as they race up towards the line. There's very little between them. Benny de Dieu back to hurdles, and she wins.
By 2019, the Mares' Hurdle had grown a reputation for cruelty as well as coronations. Beanie de Dieu, imperious and seemingly unbreakable, travelling like a Rolls Royce down the back straight, she had the race by the throat. The bookmakers ready to count their losses and the punters roaring her home. But Cheltenham is a place where fates sometimes play with loaded dice. At the final flight, she stumbled, and in a heartbeat, the dream was gone. The stands groaning in disbelief, the bookmakers saved from ruin yet again. Roxana, brave and honest, picked up the pieces. But the story was one of tragedy. Another Mullins mare brought down at the last. Another scar cut deep into the race's history. If 2015 had been heartache, 2019 was its cruel echo. 2020 was the year the Mares' Hurdle became Honeysuckle's stage. Unbeaten, untouchable, she carried herself like a heroine from some half-remembered fable. Punters whispered she might be the second coming. Cynics muttered about the hill. But Honeysuckle was no respecter of cynics, and the festival roared as one when she strode into legend.
With a challenge from Elfile. Honeysuckle just in behind those. Roxana is still running on as well. They move into the home straight, and Honeysuckle now nips through with Rachel Blackmore against the inside running rail. Benny de Dieu on the left. These two good mares, it's going to be between them as they race down to the last. Honeysuckle has the advantage though. She leads. She's 2 lengths ahead. Benny de Dieu in second. Honeysuckle a massive leap up the last, but a great leap from Benny de Dieu as well. Honeysuckle is in front, the far side. Nearest to us is Benny de Dieu, who is inching closer, running towards the line. Honeysuckle is in front. She's trying to fend off the challenge, and she's done it. Honeysuckle remains unbeaten.
In 2021, the story belonged to Black Tears. She came as an underdog, the hopeful, the one you overlooked in the parade ring. But Cheltenham lives for such moments. When the overlooked rise, when sentiment and steel collide, eviscerating the script as she charged down the leader near the line.
Batista a little untidy there, clipped the top, but now being produced to challenge the white-faced mare, coming between Roxana and Indefatigable. My Sister Sarah out white, chasing hard, and then Black Tears. 5 of them come by 3 lengths as they swing the turn, but it's Concertista who pokes her nose ahead. Roxana on the right is battling on. Here's Black Tears with her striped cap, Indefatigable on the left, and then My Sister Sarah. The final flight, Concertista, little untidy, length and a half clear. Black Tears challenging strongly on the near side. 2 Irish mares dominating the finish. Concertista driven all out. Black Tears pestering all the way to the line, closing down. It's tight.
2022 gave us Marie's Rock, a mare few had tipped for the centre stage. She was the quiet one, the unfancied one, but Cheltenham loves a dark horse in the bright spotlight. In the end, she didn't just win, she lit up the race, reminding us that here, on this sacred ground, fairy tales are not only possible, they are expected.
Marie's Diamond with the noseband moving into third. Martello Sky is next. Behind these running on Echoes in Rain. On the right is Stormy Island. This is still wide open at the last flight of hurdles. It was a very narrow lead for Queensbrook to Mari's Rock nearest to us in the light blue jacket. Is beginning to get up. Mari's Rock and Nicola Boyville have come through to win. Mari's Rock is the winner. Second position go to Queenbrook behind.
2023 was Honeysuckle's last hurrah. Her lap of honour, her goodbye kiss to the hill that made her name. The debate was fierce. Was there one last dance in those legs, or had time finally called last orders? When the tapes went up, it wasn't form figures that mattered, but the sheer, heartbreaking romance of watching a champion bow out on her own terms.
The last flight coming up now, nearest to us, the pale jacket of Honeysuckle, furthest from us, Love Envoy, the red, white and blue. Love Envoy was just in front there to Honeysuckle in second. Queensbrook is behind those, they race up towards the line. Honeysuckle is responding to the calls of Rachel Blackmore and she'll end with a victory. Honeysuckle has done it. Second position.
In 2024, the festival gaze shifted to Lossiemouth. Young, imperious, the new darling of Clous Sutton, she arrived with the weight of expectation pressing down on her like an extra stone in the saddle. Critics muttered about her inexperience, while others swore they'd never seen a mare move so sweetly. Either way, Cheltenham demanded its dues, and she was about to be tested on the only stage that matters.
Second between them, here comes Lossiemouth, then Langtree Lady and Hispanic Moon. They're heading towards the last flight of hurdles. Lossiemouth slowly coming through, takes it up now as they approach the last. Lossiemouth at the last, got over it well, landed with 2 lengths, make it 3. Tell Me Something Girl, Hispanic Moon behind her, but in the closing stages, a second festival victory. Lossiemouth and Paul Townend have won the Close Brothers. Second place to Tell Me Something Girl, Hispanic.
And so on to 2025, where the Mayor's Hurdle once more bore the air of destiny. Lossiemouth returned, odds on, but the shadows of doubt clung to her after a fall early in the season. Around her circled Jade de Grugy and Joyeuse, rivals who smelt blood, who sensed that maybe the hill would not be so forgiving this time. It was not just a race, but a reckoning. And the roar the crowd gave her, coming up the home straight, told you that Cheltenham knew it.
Joya's trying to run on, but Lossiemouth has breezed straight past her stablemate here. It looks a mismatch as she comes down towards the last. Lossiemouth over clear and striding away. She's gone 5 lengths up, make it 6 or 7 if you want to. It's Lossiemouth, it's not a champion hurdle, but it's another great win, a dominant win. Lossiemouth retains her mare's crown in breathtaking style.
So there you are, viewers. I hope that brought back a few memories. It certainly did for me. Now, onto my opinion about the Mayor's Hurdle. This is going to be quite controversial, but I think we should keep it and keep it exactly where it is. I know there are going to be viewers out there going, Rodders, why? Why that opinion? But you have to look at it from the breeding side. You're asking for mayors to be put into the champion hurdle, and that's a respectable thing to ask for. But have you ever stopped and thought about perhaps what would happen if the Mayor's Hurdle was taken out of the programme completely and moved away from Cheltenham? There would be no incentive for these mares that you're asking to run in the champion hurdle to be in training at all. The Mayor's Hurdle is the premier Grade 1 for mares. It's effectively their cup final, just like the champion hurdle. And not many mares are at the quality to win a champion hurdle. Recently, we've had Epatante and Honeysuckle win champion hurdles. I get that. But the quality of those champion hurdles, and no disrespect to those two mares, was not the greatest. And don't worry, viewers, I can feel the hot breath down the back of my neck for that last comment. But my opinion is that we should definitely keep the mare's hurdle exactly where it is. Now, at the start of the episode, I was promising you a dark horse, and here he is. Let Me Caution is a horse who has been bought for £250,000. He has gone to the Gordon Elliott Yard, and he is quite highly rated. Harry Swan recently said he is the one horse he can't wait to get on. Look out for him during the season. He looks very, very exciting.
It's going to be Let Me Caution for Colin Bowen Barrier in the colours of Walter Colours. Let Me Caution wins.
Sadly, viewers, another episode has come to a close. I'm Rodders. This is On the Bridle. And until next time, stay safe.